Naimbag nga bigat. Magandang umaga. Good morning, my dear students. Welcome to the first session of our Enhanced Mathematics Teaching and Learning Program, or EMTAP. I'm Mark Lenon G. Verdadero from Malik Plains National High School, and I will be your learning facilitator for today's session. So this Enhanced Mathematics Teaching and Learning Program will be interactive nature. Therefore, you will be asked to share your answers on the chat box. Or pwede nyong ilagay ang inyong mga comments o kaya naman ay question sa baba. Okay, mag-comments lang kayo. So, just sit back, relax, and listen carefully to the topic to be discussed for today. So, yung mga merienda nyo, pwede nyo nang ilapit at huwag nang pupunta sa labas. Okay, sa mga naiihi dyan, umihi na kayo para hindi na kayo lalabas pa. Okay, so let us now start. So, ang ating lesson, set application with Venn-diagram. So, at the end of the lesson, you will be able to solve problems involving sets with the use of Venn-diagram. So, before discussing solving problems involving sets with the use of Venn-diagram, let's have first a simple recall on the different kinds of sets and set operations. Consider a simple review game show. Identify what is asked in the given statements and choose the letter which corresponds to the correct answer of each statement. So kapag may nabasa akong question, pwede nyong ilagay ang inyong mga comments or answer sa baba at aking babasahin. Okay, so umpisahan na. Okay, una, it is a well-defined collection of distinct objects. So ang pagpipilian, A, sets, B, addition, C, subtraction, or letter D, empty sets. So what is your answer? Okay, so meron diyang nag-comments, addition daw. So tignan nga natin kung tama. Let us click addition. Okay. Incorrect. So let us try again. So let us have this set. Kung matatandaan nyo. Okay. Correct. Set is the correct answer. So ano nga ba yung mga examples ng set? Okay. So what are the examples of sets? So we have sets of flowers. Alam nyo na mga elements ng flowers. Sets of fruits, sets of colors. Okay, so those are examples of sets. Next, a set containing all possible elements in a certain situation or a given condition. All possible elements. Lahat. Okay, una, A, empty set. B, universal set. C, joint sets. Or letter D, equal sets. Okay, so may nag-comment na agad, letter B daw. So tignan natin kung tama. Okay, tama. The correct answer is universal sets. All possible elements. So all possible. So nandun na lahat. Okay, next. Two sets with exactly the same elements. Okay. Letter A, equivalent sets. B, universal set. C, joint sets. Or letter D, equal sets. Okay, ano kayang tamang sagot? Okay, mayroong nag-comment, equal sets. Tignan natin. Okay, correct. Equal sets if they have exactly the same elements. Parehas sila. Okay, next. Okay, a set containing no elements. Walang laman. Tignan natin. A, empty set or null set. B, unit set. C, universal set. Or letter D, set complement. Ano kayang magiging sagot? Sagot? Ang sagot ay, tignan natin itong unit set. Ay mali. Incorrect. So let us try again. Okay, so let us have this empty set. Okay, correct. Empty set. Ano nga ba ang empty set? Alam nyo pa ba? So, if they have exactly or empty or null sets, no elements yun. Walang laman. Okay, so ano nga ba yung mga examples ng empty sets? So, we have, let's say, sets of three-legged animals. O ano nga ba yung mga mga animals? Meron ba tayong mga animals na may tatlong paa? Meron ba? Wala naman, di ba? So therefore, walang element, so that is an empty sets or a null sets. O ito pa. Set of purely Filipino player in NBA. Meron ba tayong mga purely Filipino players in NBA? Wala naman, di ba? So there's no element. So that is called null set. Okay. So let us move. Two sets with the same number of elements. With the same number of elements. Kanina, exactly the same elements. While this one, the same number of elements. Ang pagpipilian, equal sets, empty sets, equivalent sets, or the joint sets. Okay, ano nga ba kaya ang tamang sagot? Siyempre, tapos na yung equal sets. Okay, so merong nagsabi diyang equivalent sets. So, tignan nga natin. Okay, correct. Equivalent set if they have the same number of elements. Okay, say for example, if set A contains 5 elements, then set B must contain 5 elements also to make it equivalent set. Okay, naintindihan ba ang ating simpleng laro? Okay, so before we will proceed to our discussion, let us have first a recall on Venn diagram and set operation. Okay, let us have this universal sets and Venn diagram. Ano nga ba ang universal set? The universal set is a general set that contains all elements under discussion. John Venn created Venn diagrams to show the visual relationships among sets. Universal set is represented by a rectangle. Subsets within the universal set are depicted by circles or sometimes oval or other shapes. Okay, tignan natin yung representation ng ating universal sets. So, kung makikita nyo dito, yung ating rectangle, so meron siyang U. So, that means that is our universal sets, itong lahat dito, sa loob ng rectangle. Okay, so ito namang circle dyan is represented by a subset. Okay. Subsets within the universal sets are depicted by circles or sometimes oval. So ito yung circle dito, siya yung subsets ng ating universal sets. Okay. Ito namang A dito is yung complement ng ating subset na set A. Okay. Example, determining sets from A Venn diagram. Use the Venn diagram to determine each of the following set. Okay, A, the universal set. B. Okay, so we have here a rectangle represented by a universal set. Okay, yung circle dito is yung ating set A o yung subset. So, set A contains elements such as 1, 2, 3. Okay, so yung ating universal set therefore is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Kasi lahat ng numbers dyan sa rectangle is considered as our universal set. So set A contains the elements 1, 2, 3. Okay, the set of elements in U that are not in A is what we call the complements. So the complements of set A is 4, 5, and 6. Next, representing two sets in a Venn diagram. Disjoint sets. Two sets have no elements in common. So we have here set A, set B. So two sets have no elements that in common. Walang elements ang parehas sa set A at saka sa set B. Ganon din sa set B. Okay. Proper subsets. All elements of set A are elements of set B. So, napakasimple sigurong paliwanag nun, di ba? So, ito yung ating universal set. So, ating set A. And we have set B. So, lahat ng elements ng set A are elements of set B. So, yung laman ng set B ay, or yung laman ng set A ay laman din ng set B. Okay. We have here representing two sets in a Venn diagram. We have equal sets. If A is equal to B, then we have here A, or the elements of A is equivalent to B. Like we have here on the diagram, we have here this A is equivalent to B. So the elements of A is equivalent to B. So let us have here the sets with some common elements. If set A and set B have at least one element in common, then the circles representing the sets must overlap. So we have here, okay, so we have here a circle, we have here set A and set B. So this one, itong na-shadean dito ay yung common elements. Okay. Next, so we have here the example of, or the example, determining sets from a Venn diagram. So we have here set A. Set A contains an element such as 1, 2, and 3. Then we have set B. Set B contains 4, 5, and 6. Now, as you can see, class, 5 is the common to A or to set A and set B. Yung number 5 natin ay ang common sa set A at saka sa set B. So we have here, use the Venn diagram to determine each of the following sets. Set A, or A, we have the universal sets. So ano nga ba yung mga universal sets natin dyan? So lahat ng mga numbers na makikita natin dito sa rectangle ay yun yung elements ng ating universal sets. Okay, so yan. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so B, we have the set A. Set A contains 1, 2, 3, and 5. Okay, so yan yun. 1, 2, 3, and 5. We have set B. Set B contains 4, 5, 6. So, the set of elements in universal set that are not in A and B are 7, 8, 9, 10. So itong mga 7, 8, 9, and 10 ay yung mga nasa or outside or not in elements A and B. So the set of elements common to A and B is 5. So kung makikita natin, set A, we have number 5. Set B, we have also number 5. So therefore, 5 is the common to set A and set B. Next example, determining sets from a Venn diagram. Again, so we have here another examples of set. Use the Venn diagram to determine each of the following sets. The set of elements in A that are not in B. So, yung mga elements that are not in B, okay. So, syempre, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Set of elements in B that are not in A. So, we have 4 and 6. So, ang elements that are not in A. Okay. Next, the complement of a set. Definition of a complement of set. So, the complement of a set A symbolizes by A prime is the set of all elements of the universal set that are not in set A. This idea can be expressed in set builder notation. Okay, so this is siya. So the set of all x such that x is a set that are not in set A. Okay. So ito yung ating universal set. So this is our set A. So this is the complement of set A or the A prime. So the shaded region represents the complement of set A or A prime. This region lies outside the circle. So lahat ng mga elements sa labas ng circle ay complement ng set A. Okay. Example of complements. Okay, so let U, okay, ito yung universal set natin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So, yung ating set A, we have 1, 3, 4, 7. So, let us find for the complement of set A. So, we will represent it through Venn diagram. So, yung rectangle dito ay yung ating universal set. And then yung bilog, syempre yung ating set A. Set A contains 1, 3, 4, and 7. Then we have here another elements outside set A. We have 6, 8, 2, 9, 5. So, the complement now of set A, we have 2, 5, 6, 8, and 9 because these are elements that outside set A. Okay. The complement of set A contains all the elements of set U or the universal set that are not in set A. Okay. So, because set A contains the elements 1, 3, 4, and 7, these elements cannot be member of the complement of set A or the A prime. So the elements now of A prime is 2, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Next, the intersection of set. So let us now define what is the intersection of set. The intersection of sets A and B written as A. Okay, so this is the symbol for the intersection B or the A. The intersection of A and B is the set of all the elements common to both set A and set B. This idea can be expressed in set builder notation. So, intersection. When we say intersection, these are the common to both A and B. Kung ano yung meron sa A, dapat meron din sa set B. So this is expressed in set builder notation. So the set of all x such that x is common to set A or to both set A and set B. Okay, so this is the illustration of a Venn diagram. So makikita natin, this is a set A, set B, then the intersection is this one, itong may shade. Okay, yan yung kanyang intersection or yung intersection. The shaded region represents the intersection of set A and set B. Okay. So let us have an example. Determine the intersection of sets A and B. So we have here the set A contains 1, 2, 3, while set B contains 4, 5, 9, 7. So set A actually the elements of set A, we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 9. While elements of set B are 4, 5, 7, and 9. Okay. So we have here the universal set. We have 1, 2, 10. So all these numbers are in universal set. So the intersection of A and set A and B is 5 and 9. So as you can see at the illustration, so this is the intersection of set A and set B. These 5 and 9 are common to both set A and set B. Okay. So let us move to union of sets. So union of sets A and B written as, okay, so this is the symbol for union. Union of A and B is the set of all elements of both set A and set B. This idea can be expressed in set builder notation. So ito siya. So the set of all x such that x is set A and set B. Okay, so this is the illustration of union of set through this Venn diagram. So the green shaded region represents the union of set A and set B. So lahat ng elements ay pinag-isa. Okay. So let us have an example. Determine the union of sets A and B. So we have here the following elements of set A and set B. So we have here the universal set, so 1 to 10. Okay, so the union or the intersection of sets is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 9. Note that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 9 are combined elements of set A and set B. Okay, so therefore, that is now the union of set A and B. So next, so this one is the empty sets. So walang laman or wala tayong elements sa isang set. Okay, so sets and precise use of everyday English. So set operations and Venn diagrams provide precise ways of organizing, classifying, and describing the vast array of sets and subsets we encounter every day. So, or offers to the union of sets and refers to the intersections of sets. So we have here now the cardinal number of the union of two finite sets. Formula for the cardinal numbers of the union of two finite sets. So we have here the number of the union of A and B is equivalent to the elements of A plus the elements of B minus the intersection of A and B. Okay, the number of elements in set A or set B, we have here the number of elements of A plus a number of elements of B, then we have minus the number of elements in set A and set B. Okay. Let us now have an example. Some of the results of the campus blood drive survey indicated that 490 students were willing to donate blood, 340 students were willing to help serve a free breakfast to blood donors, and 120 students were willing to do both. So how many students were willing to donate blood or serve breakfast? Okay. So this is now the solution. So number of blood donors or breakfast servers. Okay, so ito siya. Number of blood donors, set A, or the A, represented by A. Number of breakfast servers, represented by B. Number of blood donors and breakfast servers. Okay, then substitute it. So 490 plus 340 minus 120. So 490 plus 340 is equivalent to 830 minus 120 is equivalent to 710. Okay, so how do we solve problems involving sets with the use of Venn diagram? So we can solve problems involving sets with the use of Venn diagram using the following steps. So step 1, understand the problem. Read it carefully. So basahin mabuti ang problem natin. Then next, devise a plan. Translate and use the Venn diagram to illustrate a given data. Then step 3, carry out the plan. Let us solve it. Solve na natin. Then step 4, look back. Check and interpret. Okay, helpful hint. The first thing you have to do is to illustrate the intersection of the given sets. So, napaka-importante yon yung intersection of the given sets. Yun yung mauna natin gagawin or hahanapin para makuha na natin lahat. Okay, so let us have an example here. In a group of 50 people, 25 like tea and 36 like coffee, and each person likes at least one of the two drinks. How many like both coffee and tea? Illustrate the result using the Venn diagram. Okay, so let us have the solution now. So we let A, set of people who like tea. B, set of people who like coffee. Okay, so given. So this is now the union of A and or set A and set B, and that is 50. So this is now the set A, we have 25. B, or the number of B, we have 36. Then using the formula, so we substitute it and we got 11. Okay. So therefore, 11 people like both tea and coffee. So using the the Venn diagram, so yung 11, yun yung kanyang intersection. So when we got that 11, so we can easily find for the numbers that are not or that are missing. Okay. So, 'di ba yung ating set A is people who like tea. We have ilan na 'yon? 25. So, kung 11 yung kanyang intersection, so 25 'yon. So, ilan pang idadagdag natin para maging 25? So, that will give us 14. So, dito naman, so kung kapag nakuha na natin yung 11 as the intersection, since 36 ang ating given, so ilan pa ang idadagdag natin sa 11 para makuha yung 36? So, diba 25? So, yan na. Madali na lang makuha kapag nakuha na natin yung kanilang intersection. Okay, so example number 2. So, refer to the Venn diagram below. in a group of 100 persons, 72 people can speak Ilocano and 43 can speak Ibanag. How many can speak both Ilocano and Ibanag? Okay. So, let us represent that by the Venn diagram. So, okay. So, set A, set of people who can speak Ilocano, then B, set of people who can speak Banag. Based from the Venn diagram, we have, okay, so the union of A and B, we have 95, or the numbers from A and B, we have 95. The numbers of A or set A, we have 72, and the numbers of set B or B, we have 43. Then using the formula, okay, so kung kinukuha natin muna yung intersection, so the is equivalent to the number of A plus the number of B minus the union of A and B. So the union of A and B is 95. So the numbers of A is 72, the numbers of B is 43, then 72 plus 43 minus 95, we got 20. So therefore, 20 people can speak both Ilocano and Ibanag. So in the illustration, ay nawala na yung illustration. Okay, so let us move to illustrative example number 3. In a survey of 200 students of a school, it was found out that 120 study mathematics, 90 study physics, and 70 study chemistry. 40 study mathematics and physics, 30 study physics and chemistry, 50 study chemistry and mathematics, and 20 study none of these subjects. Find the number of students who study all three subjects, mathematics but not chemistry. So let us solve this problem. Okay, so una, so syempre isusolve muna natin. Okay, so ilalabas muna natin siya na tayo sa ibang dimension. Okay, so ito yung ating problem. So, we let M be the mathematics, P for physics, C for chemistry. Okay, then dito, mathematics, it was found out that 120 study mathematics. So, yan yon. Then, 90 study physics. So, yan yon. 70 study chemistry. So, ito siya. Then, 40 study mathematics and physics. Ito siya. Then, 30 study physics and chemistry. Ito siya. Then, 50 study mathematics. Okay, so, mathematics and chemistry. Then, 20 study none of this subject. So, yung sa in 200 students, 20 study none of this subject. So therefore, 180 lang ang ating gagamitin na students. Okay, so we use this formula. So the number of mathematics or M, E, C is equivalent to the number of mathematics plus the number of physics plus the number of chemistry minus the intersection of mathematics or the number of M mathematics and physics minus the number of physics and chemistry minus the number of chemistry and mathematics plus their intersection. So we substitute now. So we got 180 is equivalent to 120 minus or plus 90 plus 70 minus 40 minus 30 equal or minus 50 plus the number or the intersection of M, P, and C. So we have now here what 280 minus 120. Okay, so in-add yung mga positive, then yung mga negatives. Then 280 minus 120 is equivalent to 160. Then we transfer this 160 to another side of the equation. So 180 minus 160 is 20. So therefore, the intersection of M, P, and C, or the mathematics, physics, and chemistry is 20. So ibig sabihin, 20 students or 20 students who study mathematics, physics, and chemistry. How can we get those unknown? Okay, so using this intersection. So let us go back to the PowerPoint. Okay. So let us now express our answer in Venn diagram. So we have here 3 circles. First circle represents the mathematics, the second circle represents the physics, and the third one is the chemistry. So since the intersection of the 3 sets is 20, so therefore we can now find for the unknown data for every subjects. Okay, so since we are now done in finding the intersection, so we can now start. So since the intersection of mathematics and physics is 40, so therefore since the intersection is 20, so ilan pang idadagdag natin sa 20 para makuha natin yung 40? So we have 20. So ayun na. So 20 or 40 students like to study mathematics and physics. And next, we have here the physics and chemistry. So in physics and chemistry, we have 30 students like to study physics and chemistry. Since 20 is the intersection, so ilan pang idadagdag natin to make it 30? So we have 10. The next, so we have mathematics and chemistry. So in mathematics and chemistry, 50 students like to study mathematics and chemistry. So this, since the intersection is 20, so therefore we need to get or to have 30 to make it 50. And now, since we are now have the data, so we can now compute for the data on the students who like to study purely in mathematics. So since we have 120 students like to study mathematics, so ilan pang idadagdag natin para makuha natin yung 120? So since this is 30, 20, 20, so we have, this is 70 rather. So 70 minus 120, we have 50. So all in all, we have 120. So next, we have physics. So 90 students like to study physics. Okay, so since that is 90, so ilan pang idadagdag natin para makuha natin yung 90? Okay, so meron pa tayong 40. Then last, yung chemistry. So sa chemistry naman ay 70. So, ilan pang idadagdag natin para makuha natin yung 70? So, since we have data 30 plus 20, we have 50 plus 10, we have 60. So, ang idadagdag natin ay 10. Okay. So, therefore, 20 students study all 3 subjects. So, yan yon. Then, therefore, 70 students study mathematics but not chemistry. So, 70 students. So, saan yon? But not chemistry. So, ito kasi yung chemistry natin. Yung set or yung elements ng chemistry. So, ito yung ating mathematics but not chemistry. So, 50 and 20. So, 50 and 20, we have 70. So, nakuha na yung mga sagot sa katanungan. So, next, we have a practical or practice drill. So, in a class of 40 students, 17 have ridden an airplane. 28 have ridden a boat. 10 have ridden a train. 12 have ridden both an airplane and a boat. 3 have ridden a train, and only 4 have ridden an airplane only. Some students in the class have not ridden any of the 3 modes of transportation, and an equal number have taken all 3. So the question is, how many students have used all 3 modes of transportation? And letter B, how many students have taken only the boat? So to answer that, so syempre, magsusolve tayo ulit. So pupunta tayo ulit sa ibang dimension. Okay. Okay, so ito na yun. So we let A be the airplane, B boat, T for the train. And sabi dito, 17 yung sumakay ng airplane. So ito siya. 28 yung sumakay ng boat. So ito siya. Then 10 yung sumakay ng train. And then 12 naman yung sumakay ng boat, airplane at airplane and boat. So ayan siya. Then 3 lang sa train and 4 sa airplane. Okay. So solve natin. Okay, so ito siya. Ayan. So, ito na yung ating formula. Okay. So, and then after that, let us substitute the value. Okay. So, we have 40 students. So, 40. Then, yung ating sumakay sa airplane, we have 17. Sumakay sa boat, 28. Sumakay sa train, we have 10. Minus yung sumakay sa airplane and boat, 12, minus sumakay sa train na 3, minus yung sumakay sa airplane only na 4, then the intersection of the 3. Okay, so ayan na yun. So kapag pinag-combine natin yung mga integers natin, so we got, so ito na siya, 55 minus 19 plus the intersection of the 3 numbers. Then after that, so 40 is equivalent to 55 minus 19 plus the intersection of the 3 numbers. So 55 minus 13 or 19, we have 36. Then we will transfer that 36 to another side of the equation. So 40 minus 36, we have 4. Okay. 4. Balikan natin. So we have 4. So therefore, the intersection of the 3 numbers is 4. So we can now express that, or we can now solve it to Venn diagram. So let us find for the, okay, so we have, okay, so this one is for the airplane, this one for the boat, and this is for the train. So since the intersection of the three sets is 4, then we can now find for the unknown. Since okay, so the union of A and B is 12, so we can now find for the data for that, and that is 8. So 8 plus 4 is 12. So this is given, that is 4, and this is also for the train given. Okay, so we have now 1, 2, 14. Okay, so kung paano nakuha yung mga number na yan, so diba 4 yung ating intersection. So the intersection of airplane and boat is 12. So para makuha natin yung 8, 12 minus 4 is 8. Okay, then after that, since we have airplane only is 4, so given na yon, 4. Then we have train 3 only. So paano nakuha yung 1 naman dito? So the airplane, ang total ng sumakay ng airplane is 17. So we will add 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 8 is 16. So syempre 16, para makuha natin yung 17, magdagdag tayo ng isa. Okay. Next, kung paano naman nakuha yung 2? Ano naman nakuha yung 2? Kasi ang sumakay sa train is 10. So 4 plus 1 is 5 plus 3 is 8. So para makumpleto yung 10, dagdagan natin ng 2. Then after that, we will move to boat. Ang total na sumakay sa boat is 28. So given yung 8, 4, and 2. So 8 plus 2 is 10 plus 4, we have 14. Para makumpleto natin yung 28, nagdagdag tayo ng 14. So therefore, 4 students study all 3 mode of transportation. So therefore, 14 students have taken only the boat. Okay, next. 80 students are surveyed to determine which of 3 different classes they would like to take next semester. 23 wants to take only art and 18 wants to take only business. 80 students want to take both art and business. 31 want to take science. 9 students want to take both art and science. 10 students want to take both business and science. 6 students want to take all the classes. So how many students want to take science only? Okay, so sa pamamagitan ng ating equation kanina, so sa pamamagitan nun, pwede nating isolve, pwede nating hanapin ang intersection ng tatlo or ng tatlong elements. So we have art, business, and science. Okay, so we have here the 3 circles. So we have here the first circle, we have the art, next business, and we have science. So their intersection is 6. Okay, kung 6 yung intersection nila, okay, at ang art and business is 8. So ilan pang idadagdag natin para makuha natin yung 8? Okay, so we have 2. Okay, so meron na tayong nakuhang data. Next, sunod naman natin itong arts and science. Kukunin natin yung kabuuan ng arts and science kapag pinag-combine natin. So since arts and science is 9, so since the intersection is 6, so ilan pang idadagdag natin to make it 9? So we have 3. Then next, business and science. So since business and science got 10, so ilan pang idadagdag natin sa 6 to make it 10? So we have 4. Then next one. So kukunin na natin yung last data, yung purely purely want to take arts, business and science. Ating arts and science. So arts and science. Since arts and science or purely, we will go to purely arts. So in arts, we have all in all 23. So since we have 6 plus 2, 8 plus 3, 13. Okay, to make it 23, so we will add 12. Okay, naintindihan? Next, move on to business. Okay, so business natin is 18. So since we have 2, 6, 4, so that's 12. So ilan pang idadagdag natin to make it 18? So we have 6. Then next one. So we have the science. So the science total is 31. So we have 6 plus 4, 10 plus 3, 13. So 13, para makuha natin yung 31, magdadagdag tayo ng 18. So ayan, nakumpleto na natin yung data. So ang tanong, ayan na yung sagot. Therefore, 18 students want to take science only. Okay, next. 100 students were asked which fast food restaurant they have been to this year. The result of the survey were as follows. So 5 have been to all 3. 20 have been to both Jollibee and Graceland. 25 have been both Yellow Cab and Jollibee. 15 have been to both Graceland and Yellow Cab. 50 have been to Jollibee. 40 have been to Graceland. 45 have been to Yellow Cab. Okay, so the problem is create a Venn diagram to model the information. How many did not go to any of the 3? How many have been to Jollibee but not Graceland? Okay, so let us now have this solution, and we have also the last one. How many have been to both Jollibee and Graceland but not Yellow Cab? So let us have to express this into Venn diagram. So we have here the first Jollibee, Graceland and Yellow Cab. So first thing, let us know the intersection. The intersection is 5. Okay, so since Jollibee and Graceland have 20, so 20, so ilan ang idadagdag natin sa 5 to make it 20? So we have 15. Next, we have Graceland and Yellow Cab. So Graceland and Yellow Cab, 15. So ilan ang idadagdag natin sa 5 to make it 15? We have 10. Okay, next, Jollibee and Yellow Cab. So sa Jollibee and Yellow Cab, we have 25. So ilan ang idadagdag natin sa 5 to make it 25? So we have 20. Next, purely sa Jollibee, we have 50 all in all. So to get the data, so let us add this 25 and 15. So 15 plus 5 is 20 plus 20 is 40. So para maging 50, dagdag tayo ng 10. Okay. Next, we have Graceland. The data for the Graceland is 40. Now we have 15 plus 5 is 20 plus 10. We have 30. So to make it 40, you just add 10. Then the last one, yellow cab is 45. So we have now 20 plus 10, we have 30 plus 5, we have 35. To make it 45, just add 10. Okay, so pwede na nating sagutan yung mga tanong. Okay. So therefore, 20 students did not go to any of the three. So yung 20, add natin lahat yan, then less than yung original. So makukuha natin yung 20. Therefore, 30 students have been to Jollibee but not Graceland. Okay, so to Jollibee but not Graceland. So ito yung Graceland. So 20 plus 10, we have 30. 15 students have been to Jollibee and Graceland but not Yellow Cab. Okay, so yan ba yung Yellow Cab? So ito siya. So 15 students. Okay, ito siya. Yung intersection ng Jollibee at Graceland. Okay. So preliminary activity. So using the Venn diagram, shade the part being described below. So, my dear students, please answer this in your paper, or you can picture this illustration using your cell phone, or you can screenshot then answer it in your paper. Okay, and this one also. So let us answer this one. The following shows how all grade 7 students of Matinic National High School go to school. So answer the following questions. So how many students ride in car, jeep, and bicycle going to school? Syempre, 18. How many students ride in both car and jeep? Both car and jeep. Okay, so ito siya. 46, 11, and 65. So how many students ride in both car and bicycle? Car and bicycle. So ito siya, 46, 16, and 28. How many students go to school in a car only? Car only, so we have 46. In a jeep only, we have 65. In a bicycle only, we have 28. Walking, we have 23. How many grade 7 students of Matinic? Okay, so i-add natin lahat yan. Makukuha natin yung students ng grade 7 Matinic National High School. Okay, so ito naman. So please answer this one in your paper. Pwede nyong i-post ang ating video, kopyahin, then answer it using Venn diagram. Okay, so ito yung mga questions niya. Okay, then you can send your answer through to me. Just message me in Messenger, or send it to your advisor. And this one, mental exercise. Okay, so that's it, our lesson for this morning. Okay, so lahat ng inyong mga exercises ay ipasa na lang sa inyong mga advisor. Okay, so yun lang para sa umagang ito, at sana ay meron kayong natutunan sa ating aralin ngayong umaga. Okay, so hanggang sa muli. So magbibigyan na lang kami ng mga announcement kung kailan yung next na pagpapalabas ng ating next lesson. Okay, so